Okay, hi everyone, welcome back, and in this video we are going to check out Litecoin's price chart. And if you remember, in the previous update I believe we were right around these areas and I was calling for a continuation of this move down, but I said this move overall is not going to be a bearish sign at all. Why? Because right in here in Litecoin we have probably completed the subwaves for a beautiful 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up in terms of Elliott waves, suggesting the final low is already in about $63.50. So what happened? As it turns out, in the short term, I was completely wrong. And after maybe like a 2% move down, we got a very strong bounce back. Now, what kind of a possibility should we consider in here? And right now, is Litecoin a buy opportunity? From my point of view, no is the answer, because I really do not like to buy things when they are going up. Right around here, sure, maybe this was a buy opportunity, but around these high prices, no. And the question is, what is going to be your stop loss? Are you going to put your stop loss under the lowest low down here about $62? At that point, you're having like a 40% stop, okay? You can have it if this is according to your strategy. Absolutely fair enough, do it, more power to you. But from my point of view, trading in here does not make sense at all. Now, does this mean from here we're going to get a move down? The answer is also no. In fact, I am now going to show you some optimistic signs. So Litecoin's chart in the short term is kind of different than a lot of other altcoins. Why? Because in those alts, generally you are able to find a complete 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to about the current point starting from the lowest low. However, in LTC, I still believe that we have completed an impulse to about here, and this is a correction structure, and this is the key. I am still going to argue that maybe this is 5 up into 1. This is an ABC into wave 2. And I know I said that in the previous video. Usually wave 2 is a deep correction down. So this move down can continue a little bit. But you know, it didn't. And I say it again. Usually wave 2 is a deep correction. And this time it absolutely wasn't. The point is, at the moment, if the scenario is happening, Litecoin is on its way up to complete the subwaves for a rather strong and big wave 3, and then we are going to have correction for 4 and another move on the upside into wave 5. Now, if you want to consider this possibility, let's summon more. Okay, you see, you can argue maybe this is a wave 1, correction for wave 2, and maybe we are having like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up into wave 3, correction for 4, and then another move up into wave 5. And at that point, after completing this white 5 wave, okay, we can consider having some consolidation patterns. So if this is happening, this move in Litecoin is going to continue in the short term. Now, this is the key, pay attention. Any analyst at any given moment should be able to come up with a bullish and a bearish scenario at the same time. And this is the kind of content that you are going to get in my channel. Sure, the price is going up. I'm happy about it. I am going to make some money. I'm not going to lie to you, but that doesn't mean that I should be overwhelmingly optimistic. So in the interest of being objective, let's talk about a bearish scenario. And that suggests maybe instead of a 5 wave up, we are just having in this phase an A, B, C in form of a zigzag, and soon after, yes, possibly like another small move up, we're going to get a very strong impulse on the downside, something like this. Now, this scenario absolutely in the short term is bearish, but on a higher degree, it may not be as bearish. Why? Because starting from this high at that point, you can argue this is just ABC down into A, ABC up into B, and a 5 wave impulsive structure down into our C deck, completing the subwaves for a running flat structure. And then from these areas, we can get a move up. Now, here's a very important point for you. You see, this is quite a strong move on the upside, and in it, we have gone, as you can see, far away from this important high. Why is this important? Let's go around here. You see, we can have different kinds of flat structures. In an expanded flat, we are going to have an initial move down into a correction for wave B, but in this phase, we are not really going to go far from this high. We are going to take it, but again, this move is not going to get extended, and you can argue that in this phase, bulls are not that strong, and in the next move down that we are going to have into our C leg, we may take the low of our wave A. Instead, we can have another kind of flat, which is called a running flat, and it looks like this. This is correction for wave B. Now, right away, the difference between this and this one is that our B leg in here is actually going to get quite extended, and you can say bulls in this phase this time are quite strong, and that's why in the next phase down into our C leg, we may not take the low of our wave A, and that is an A, B, C running flat for you. So what is it that I'm trying to say? I believe because this is quite a strong move up, even if you want to be bearish and you want to say in the short term we're going to get a move down, and overall you want to still remain optimistic, you need to consider the possibility of having an A, B, C only and only in form of a running flat structure. Meaning, if we get a very strong move down, and in that move we take this low about, let's say, $81.5, at that point I think we need to actually consider some bearish possibilities, suggesting maybe starting from here overall we are having a correction and not an impulse. So taking this low is going to be kind of an important bearish sign in Litecoin. And by the way, this is somewhere around like $81 to $81.5. As long as we are not taking it, I think we are absolutely good to go up. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in LTC. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.